There is a story from ancient history of Sanatana Dharma which says that the creation of the universe wasn't happening because of the Big Bang. It happened because a divine being chose to sacrifice himself. His head became the moon, his belly became the earth, his eyes became the sun, and etc. etc. And on Earth, it is said his brain became the Brahmins, his arms became the Kshatriyas, his feet became the Shudras. Now, if you look at the story too literally, you will start to think, okay, it is a very patriarchal writing, but spiritual scriptures are not meant to be read literally. Oh, they are not equations, but injunctions. Not injunctions, but metaphors. If you have ever learned about storytelling and human psychology, you know that humans do not respond to things that they do not feel connected with. So, the best way to tell someone is not to directly tell them that, for example, time is precious, but but tell them a story of a character which they themselves can relate to so that they can be able to figure out the more by themselves. Now, why is it important? Why did I tell you that story about the Big Bang and the creation of universe? Because the part that mentions that the brain became the Brahmins and the hands became the Kshatriyas and the feet became the Shudras, it gives us an idea about the unification that one cannot function without the other. Everything must be well in order to do a work that would be considered good. You as a human imagine that. If your feet is hurt, can you do your normal tasks as efficiently and as easily and as elegantly as you do them? If everything is okay and your hands are injured, can you do those tasks in the same manner? No, you cannot. You would have to put extra effort, and still that work won't be as good as it was supposed to be. So instead of them telling us about division of classes and the caste system, they told us about unification. And what did the sacrifice of the divine being mean? It is a very personal thing to every one of you. It tells us the story. It gives us the lesson that in order to create something, a sacrifice is needed. A part of you must die in order to become something that you want to become, and that is pain. Pain is the process of through which you kill your old self in order to give rise to a new self, a new identity, which is better than the last one. That was a very interesting insight to have for me today because after that I went out and did three approaches. Well, the first one had a boyfriend, so I knew she had a boyfriend, but I still went in because why not? The second one, I was so enthralled by her outfit that I didn't see her mother next to her. I thought it was her friend. Very interesting, huh? And the third one was too pretty for me to approach. I felt choked. This is a feeling I'm getting, I don't know why, that whenever I am in a hard situation, I feel like there is a knot inside my stomach which doesn't want to let go. I cannot speak properly. There is no pattern. There is no real self coming out of it. I cannot think properly. It feels like I'm just following a prompt out of my mind. It feels like I'm just following a template. And it does mess with your head when you don't think that you can express yourself as you should. And I do want to express myself in front of anyone I meet. I don't want to focus on the self and only on the content of the conversation. I do want to focus on the other person and not get choked. I do not like the feeling of a deer when it comes in front of a car at night, or the feeling of shock when you feel like you are surrounded by an unknown predator and you freeze. That is the best way I can describe my feeling at that time. But I think instead of overthinking it, I need to just move it forward. There is a sense of guilt that I am not better. There is a sense of self dissatisfaction that I am. not what I think I am. It's the ego that breaks your throne into the wild, only to realize that you're previous actions about yourself were wrong. You have no way to go, but you need to do it every day. You need the consistency. The superego inside me tells me what I should be, and when I am not that, when my ego doesn't match my superego, it creates a conflict which leads to guilt and self dissatisfaction, which leads to a spiral down of a whole lot of trouble. So we need more action to make it easier. And even though I tell you to not be reliant on outcomes, I, as a human, am still very prone to being greedy and being attached to outcomes. And that's okay. I need to accept myself as I am. I'm a human after all. I will have the greed. My ancestors were the one who ate the fruit of the forbidden tree. So I have to carry the curse. But they were also the ones who made so many great contributions to the world. So many of them achieved enlightenment, which is the ultimate purpose of our life. So we need to go through that. We need to go through the burning fire of pain to get to where we are. And for that, we need to kill ourselves in order to forge a new self with greater capabilities. So move forward and just do what you are supposed to do.